What's going on, y'all? Something that I want to share to you, or share with you rather. There's certain people that's in the know who know about this, can corroborate and confirm it. Never share this with anyone, but it's documented and it's recorded. And you hear it on my video where a friend of mine that I was incarcerated. Motherfucker don't believe it, man. You tell him, man, why they used to call me the Birdman.
Man, you used to feed all the motherfucking birds, all the bread.
Hey.
Besides back in the day, what nigga used to do, when we was in the joint, nigga had all the birds.
Hey, but listen, would you tell him, Mike? Look at the geese, I told you, and they still around me even telling the story then.
I ain't never had to feed them too much and they'll call them and they'll come to us, man.
Then they call, man, then they come. Dog, you got so many around you. You like the bird whisper, man. You need to really get back in that shit. Cause you got a talent with them motherfuckers.
Already, man. That's my knocker right there, man. Y'all be looking for it, man. He got CDs and everything out, man. Support my boy. You dig what I'm saying? Who witnessed these events, and I'm explaining the reason why they had called me the Birdman. Well, often I used to have this feeling inside me that would convey to me, so I got my attention because this gnat is flying over my little light, my little alarm light over here. So often I used to have these messages that's inside me that be telling me to do certain things, right? And I be feeling strong about actually want to do what's conveyed to me because I be feeling like it's the right thing to do. So at times I would write Hebrew words in the sand because I be believing what it is I'm doing is so powerful that when I do it, it be actual results. Like a time when I used to be in Black River Falls, at minimum, they used to have us chopping wood, logs and shit. And I ain't want to be out there chopping no logs and no wood to keep it 100. And I divvy off to the side and they have little sand, and I will write Hebrew words in the sand, and I grab it and I throw it in the air, and I would yell and scream loud. I put the energy into that which I had written down, and I would do it with the intention on making it rain. Man, the gods curse me if I lie. Maybe 2-3 minutes, because afterwards I would look in the sky and I would petition or make it rain, make the clouds come together and make it rain. And maybe 5 minutes afterwards, the clouds would come together and it would start raining. And after I realized I was able to do it, I kept doing it to where they took me off of chopping the wood up, chopping the log up, because the superintendent seen, because her office was out back, and who was this out here yelling? Another thing happened where we was on lockdown in Sturtevant. This was a medium transition from medium to be released, right? But this is Sturtevant. We was on lockdown for maybe 4-5 months, and through my study and me working on my art and my craft, I never tried this before. But I had often, whenever I used to see crows or black birds, I used to make a call, right? And I used to make a call and I might say, ah! And when I do it, I would send a message to the bird and telepathically tell the birds come here. Man, may the gods curse me if I lie. Why when I did that, these black birds would turn around, would perch and start making sounds to me? That happened often. When I realized that I could do that with black birds, I kept doing it, they kept coming around. And that happened once when I was in the dorm area and I seen 3-4 birds. Then when I did that, 4-5 birds, and they came back around and started chirping. And as I started maneuvering through the institution, I didn't give a fuck about what other people thought. I just felt like I could do it. And I started doing it more. And these birds kept talking. And there was a Latino dude. He used to call me Diablo. I didn't understand what that meant till I understood what it meant, And I'm part Puerto Rican. My mother, father, full-blooded Puerto Rican. But however, I never learned the language. So he used to always say, hey, Diablo, da 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 da. I was like, man, my name ain't Diablo, and at the time went by Loco. Before I transitioned from Loco to Amir. And I kept doing it, and I kept seeing the same results. Birds coming around. But back to us being on lockdown. When we was in lockdown, I went out and I was on a unit. And I made the call. First of all, what I did was, with my foot, I made a circle on the sewer. I stood on the sewer. And I made a circle on the sewer. And I wrote certain type of formulas in that circle. May the God's curse if I lie. There was, what's those? Seagulls? Not seagulls. There was those little white little birds that's always flying about with the beaks. What's the name? What is it called? Geese. Yeah, geese. And I made the call to the geese. Now, mind you, it was our turn to be able to go out and be able to, you know what I'm saying, get a little exercise because we've been locked down for a long time. And I made that call to about 2-3 geese.
Because at this point, I'm concerned that they're
the geese
and I meant
turned around, and all of a sudden, more geese started to come. And I kept making the call to tell them to come. And everybody was like, okay, Birdman, I see you, Birdman. And all of a sudden, 10 geese, 20 geese, all these goddamn geese kept coming in the field. And may the God's curse for Allah, they never left the field, the freaking geese. And this was like fall. The geese stood out in the field from fall through wintertime. And ever since then, I kept calling these birds, and they would come and they started calling me Birdman. But they wasn't as amazed as I was, because I'm shocked that these damn birds is able to communicate and how these birds was coming. So I realized that I could make birds calls. So I started to, at night is where I did a lot of my work. So at night, I would look into the sky, and by using my belief system, my thoughts, make the clouds come dark, make the sky become dark, and clouds would move and become dark. And at that same energy, make the clouds move. And I realized when I was able to do that, I would make the clouds move, because it'd be cloudy out and it become sunny and make it rain. What I'm saying is, just by believing in what's internally inside you that's manifesting by the ancient ones, wanting you to know your abilities, your gifts, and what you are able to do, when you tune into what you're able to do, and you will be tested. Now, mind you, I didn't realize till I understand now the tests that I went through to be able to receive the abilities that I received. I ain't gonna even tell you, but I done been through so much internally, as well as being in a super max, and it's like a crazier, insane asylum, if you will, where everybody yelling and screaming all the time. But not to mention what I have been through, you know? And it was so much that's dealing with the mental part that you have to be able to be strong to be able to deal with it. And they allowed me to go through that to be able to impart me with more. How can he handle what's going on inside of him? If he can't handle what's going on inside of him, how can we bless him with abilities and gifts and much more inside of him if he can't handle what's going on around him? So a lot of times we go through what we go through. When we understand that this world represents that cipher that I talk about in the omens. When you understand that the word woman, when you remove the W from woman, you have what? Inside a woman, it's woman, it's Amen, but it's an omen inside a woman too, because a woman represents a sign. When you say the word women, when you remove the W from women, you get Amen. So if you remove the W from women and say Amen, that says a sign that a woman is Amen. When you remove the W in this grammar to say Amen, it's a sign. The woman is a sign. And understand that everything in life is signs, and there's signs for us to pay attention to. And I just happen to pay attention to that ancient energy that always been in me. That sign of that energy that's always in you. I didn't care what other people thought, but it started to become something that, what can I say, made me a little bit, how can I say, angry, because I didn't want all that attention. Because people used to be at the lunch tables looking at me. I had the dude that used to call me Diablo, used to pray like this here, used to go like this here, something like this here. And he was a bunk across them. He used to do that towards me and be praying. One incident happened, man, I bullshit you not. Scared the fuck out of me a little bit. That I was having this, we was in the dorms and Racine before we transitioned. And excuse me. And what happened, I don't like smoke. So what happened was, in the dorm, I was having this real nefarious ass dream. This dream was wicked. Man, this dream was so demonic, was so evil. I woke up out of my sleep. When I woke up out of my sleep to the bunkie above me, yelling, screaming, ah, get it up off me, get it up off me. Jumped out the bed in his underwear to the top bunk. Now mind you, they got yellow lines that you can't cross in. You can't go in that little area except to go to the bathroom. This dude jumped off the bunk in his underwears, jumped, landed on the bottom of his heel, and it became so black and purple afterwards, ran to the officer station. Man, they had to bring the COs in because this dude was cutting up, talking about something was on him. And at the same time that happened, the dude up under me, he was a black dude, he was gothic, took a liking to me. He started to have a seizure. Man, it was chaos. You talking about energy. So what I'm talking about is that incident goes to show you how certain energies is. You see, people wonder how is it that practitioners are able to do occult magic and manifest things that people cannot really do that much of when they do it for good. As in religious wise, there's some people who have those abilities, but how is it that so quickly and immediately when those who do certain arts, geometry, equations, mentally, manifested physically, is able to make things happen faster than those who study certain type of Christian beliefs? I mean, it is in certain areas because everything pretty much predicated to, as I told you, the pen. And that pen being the eye of the needle. That's why when you see Damien, it shows right where the temple is, right where he is. The cross inverted is just a crossing over. Remember I told you that the cross is hidden in mystery, shredded in mystery, when you understand that the cross is being able to cross over. The cross, as above, so below. So it's important for us to understand the importance of how we are connected to the woman. You understand? Because when you understand that sign of a woman having Amen and omen inside of her, when you remove the W from woman and women, you understand that 23 is what a W is. A W is also that arch, as I told you. Inside of the W is a pyramid with 11 on the outskirts of the pyramid that connects the form that with a W. The hands that's protecting the pyramid in the middle is 11. And 11 is a master number, 1 and 1. We have to find ones that align and connect with us, our soul tribe, our family. You dig what I'm saying? and that inner pact that we have within us, that we want to line and connect. Everything in life is meant to be paired up. You see, the atoms that you see, that you breathing, is paired up. Snowflakes is paired up. Everything within the body is paired up. So when you understand that you have a connection, you have a soulmate, you have a life partner, you have a partner that's with you for life, that's energy that's inside you for life, and you're going to line and connect with that person that's meant for you to have that soulful connection with. Don't doubt yourself and what the energy is telling you to do. Do it. You'll be amazed at what you do. There's a lot of things that happens around the world that a lot of us can't talk about. So don't doubt the energy that's inside you, because it speaks in the emerald tablets of the golden age that the God shall return, right? So when you understand that the divine or that nectar is inside of you, that belly button right there that represents your solar plex, solar, that solar inside of you, it's the energy inside of you. Manifest. Don't doubt. Believe. Know without a shadow of a doubt what you're doing is working, and watch a miracle happen. 1.